What if I told you the internet you think you know is quietly vanishing? Not through hackers, not through censorship, not through some dramatic apocalypse, but through something far subtler. A world where the posts you like, the videos you share, the comments you trust are increasingly not human at all. By the end of this episode, you won't just understand the dead internet theory, you'll start to question whether any source online is truly trustworthy. So ask yourself, don't you sometimes read comments and feel a little off? A whisper that the comments are fake? Don't you watch videos, see people speak and pause thinking, is this even real? And soon will you be able to trust whether Trump said this or Netanyahu said that, or whether a world record just happened, or even if a place actually exists? By the end of today's episode, you'll see why this could change the internet forever. The dead internet theory suggests something almost unthinkable. Much of the internet is no longer driven by humans. Instead, it's increasingly dominated by bots simulating human behaviour. AI creating content at scale, algorithms coordinating what you see, automated systems that mimic real engagement. The result is a digital mirage. A world where activity exists, but life does not. Picture a bustling city at night. Neon lights flicker, traffic moves, music hums, but the streets are empty. You can hear footsteps that aren't there. The city is alive in appearance, but dead in reality. Imagine posting an opinion online, and within moments, likes pour in, comments argue, agree, provoke, people interact in a lively exchange. It feels alive, real, magnetic. But what if half of that engagement is artificial? Some accounts aren't even human. They're bots boosting metrics, AI generating replies instantly, coordinated networks designed to influence perception. So if you can't tell the difference, does it matter? If the illusion is convincing, does reality even exist online anymore? So platforms thrive on engagement. More clicks, more ads, more revenue. Human interaction is unpredictable, slow and messy. Artificially generated interaction solves this problem. Endless posts, constant comments, perpetual activity. Even if none of it's real, it's the digital equivalent of a puppet show where you don't notice the strings. This isn't speculative. Bots already like posts, they follow accounts, they comment automatically, they spread news or disinformation. In some spaces, the majority of engagement isn't human. So, if 30% of your feed is bots, does it feel authentic? 50%? 70%? What about even 90%? At what point does perceived reality override actual reality? Now, layer AI on top. AI can write articles, social posts, even books, generate videos and deepfakes, answer comments and engage in conversation. It works instantly at scale and 24/7. The internet is shifting from human-created content to machine-generated or machine-amplified content. There is a consequence though, because the signal of real human thought gets lost in the rising tide of synthetic noise. If AI and bots can simulate humans, they can simulate agreement. Imagine scrolling hundreds of likes, scores of agreeing comments. Everything points to everyone thinks this, but what if much of that consensus is engineered? Humans are hardwired to trust popularity. Social proof shapes belief. If consensus can be faked, perception can be controlled. So it's like walking into a room where everyone nods in agreement, even though half of the room is mannequins. And then there's the death of trust. This is where the theory gets frighteningly practical. Soon, it may not just be comments or videos. You might think, well, did Trump really say this? Did Netanyahu really announce that? Was this world record genuine? Is this restaurant even real? We could enter a world where every source must be doubted, where AI verification apps exist alongside human-driven apps. Think of it as two internets, one human, scarce and curated, one AI, vast, amplified and indistinguishable. Could we even trust the news, the records, or the truth anymore? Or will truth itself become a matter of perception? Even if you don't consciously notice, this shapes thought. It shapes what you believe, what you question, what you accept as normal. It's like being in a hall of mirrors. Every reflection seems real, but as you move, the mirrors shift, the ground beneath you wavers, reality becomes negotiable. Half of the voices you hear aren't real, yet they guide your decisions, your opinions, your emotions. So, again, come back to those two internets. World A is everything online is real, every comment, trend, and post is human. But in World B, half is artificial, amplified, and controlled. Could you tell the difference? And even worse, if you can't, do you even care? Because if perception shapes your reality, does authenticity even matter at all? And the biggest question here is, could this kill the internet? Will it destroy it? Perhaps not physically, but the internet is a place of trust, of human interaction, of truth, and it could be at risk. Especially if you can't verify sources, if every statement, record, or viral post can be AI generated, if perception becomes reality, then the internet ceases to become a reliable map of human experience. And we may see a future where AI apps become separate from genuine human apps, where verification becomes a commodity, curated human spaces becoming rare and precious. In other words, the internet doesn't die, it splits, evolving into a landscape of reality and simulation. The dead internet theory isn't just science fiction, it's a warning. The internet is evolving into something more artificial. Reality and perception are starting to blur, and your judgment, your discernment, is the front line between truth and illusion. And the scariest part is you might not be able to tell when the world you see online isn't real. If you like this episode, don't forget to follow, like, comment and subscribe. And just a quick shout out to our sponsors. Strong Coffee Company, protein-packed coffee for energy and clarity. Use code VANCRUX1 for 20% off at strongcoffeecompany.com. And then there's More Labs, clinically proven hydration and recovery drinks. Use code VANCRUX1 for 25% off at morelabs.com. And finally, Liquor Gummies, electrolytes and vitamins for hangover prevention. Use code VANCRUX1 for 20% off at liquor.com. That's liquure.com.